Hey, good afternoon, guys. This is Kayla Camps from kaylacamps.com, and I'm just coming to you with a tidbit of information for today. As usual, I am trying to educate people that are interested, and I get specific questions, whether it's in my direct messages or it's on my website. And today I'm going to be addressing the 5 mistakes investors make when they're buying rental properties. So one of the things that I've learned from working with real estate investors over the last 5.5, 6 years almost is that a piece of property can look like a great deal on paper and still be a terrible investment. So today I want to talk about those 5 mistakes that I see them make when we're looking at potential rental properties. And the first one is going to be focusing too much on the purchase price. And I'm not just saying that because I sell real estate. So hear me out. Everybody wants a deal. And I get that. But a cheap house isn't always a good investment. So if you're looking at a $150,000 property that is constantly going to keep you dumping money into it, you're going to need repairs. It has high insurance costs. So this property is not going to attract the type of tenant that you're looking for. It's going to sit vacant, and that $150,000 that you spend on that house may cost you a whole lot more than the $200,000 to $250,000 property that you passed up as you were looking for something. So that is one thing I want you to consider if you are looking at getting into real estate investing in a buy and hold situation. So cheap properties are not always the best properties. So the second mistake is looking at the rent instead of the actual return. So I hear this all the time. I think this property is going to be fantastic. It's going to draw in, let's just throw out a number, $3,000 in rent. And that's fantastic. But what does it cost you to own? So we need to sit down with your lender and we need to walk through numbers. What is your mortgage going to cost you? What are your property taxes going to be? What are your insurance quotes look like? Are we building in a buffer for maintenance? Are we building in a buffer if this property does potentially lie vacant for a while? Are you using a property management company? If so, what is that going to cost you? And is there an HOA that this property resides in? So, utilities, if you're going to do an all-inclusive style rent, that's something that you want to look at as well. So if you're responsible for them, that's something to definitely take into consideration. So I don't care nearly as much about what comes in the front door as I do what you actually get to keep. So number 3 is investors are not thinking through the exit strategy. So I want to know what happens if plan A does not work. So if you're buying a house for a particular rental strategy and that strategy doesn't work 2 years from now, what are your options? Are you going to look at different types of community living? Are you going to look at individual, single family? Are you going to look at room rentals? Can you rent this property traditionally? Are you thinking about, the resale of this property? And would an owner occupant want this property? Could you do a buy and hold with a potential rent to own situation? So what are all the uses of that potential property? So I don't like investments where there's only one way to win. So I want to set my investors that I work with up for complete success. So we're going to walk through a couple of different options before we ever go look at a house, because I want to know your plan A, B, C, and D. So number 4 is falling in love with the deal. This one gets a lot of people. So they've spent 3 weeks looking at properties. We're frustrated, just looking and nothing is right. And then something finally looks promising. And then suddenly you're trying to make the numbers work instead of letting the numbers tell them where they lie. So we don't want to skew your own numbers for the sake of making a property work. So remember, when we're buying an investment property, it is not a personal purchase. It's not something that we can fall in love with. So as an agent that works for many investors, and a lot of times I go out and seek out properties for them, there has to be zero attachment to the house. There's no emotional attachment when you're buying investment properties. There will always be another house. And sometimes the best deal you make is the one that you walk away from. I cannot tell you how many times that I've walked away from properties and said, hey, like, this is our bottom line. This is as high as we're going to go. And 2 weeks later, the listing agent's like, knock, knock, who's there? Hey, is your buyer still interested? And then all of a sudden we're like, hey, we're not interested at the number we threw at you, a couple of weeks ago, but we're interested in this. And so I think there's some security in being able to walk away from a property if it doesn't work. Number 5 is investors buying without knowing your own investment strategy. So 2 investors can look at the same identical property and one would buy it and one wouldn't. Why? Well, because they have different goals. One may be looking for cash flow instantly, and the other one may care more about the long-term appreciation of the house. So the property that you're looking at has to fit your niche of investment. So one more maybe comfortable like managing a property and that needs attention long-term, and another investor may want something that they barely have to think about. So which one are you? And then we can make a plan from there. Before I start looking at properties for an investor, I want to understand what they're trying to accomplish. And that's what we call your buy box. So your budget, the market, the property type, what are you expecting as a return? What type of financing are you using? What is your risk tolerance? Like, how much can you tolerate? Are you able to handle vacancies and the things that we talked about? And then your overall strategy. So if you're thinking about investing in real estate, please do me a favor and don't start with Zillow. Start with your strategy, because once you know what you're looking for and your why, it becomes a whole lot easier to recognize the right opportunity when we come across it. So once again, I'm Kayla Camps, and I'm here. I help buyers and investors look at real estate property a little bit differently. So if you have any questions that you'd like to answer in a future episode, make sure to send me a message on social media, or you can go to kaylacamps.com. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. Have a great day.